Hello everyone, I'm Sanjeev Kumar at Plutus IS. Now, let's go with national security. Current affair on national security means how you should approach to current affair over the national security. नेशनल सिक्योरिटी में क्या कुछ आता है, व्हाट आर द की हाइलाइट्स ऑफ नेशनल सिक्योरिटी. तो सिर्फ ये नेशनल सिक्योरिटी है या हैविंग मल्टीपल काइंड ऑफ सिक्योरिटी, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस काइंड बी एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रॉम नेशनल सिक्योरिटी, या कौन कौन से इंपॉर्टेंट हाइलाइट्स हैं, टॉपिक्स हैं जिन पर आपको फोकस करना है स्पेशली फॉर यूपीएससी एग्जामिनेशन. नाउ लेट्स गो विथ दिस नेशनल सिक्योरिटी. नेशनल सिक्योरिटी की तरफ चलते हैं. ये नेशनल सिक्योरिटी में एक्चुअली है क्या, व्हाट इज इट? सो नेशनल सिक्योरिटी इज नॉट जस्ट अ मिलिट्री माइट. ये कोई मिलिट्री एक्सरसाइज या मिलिट्री माइट नहीं है. Rather, it includes so many things. It includes your internal security, external security, it includes cyber security, economic security, social, environmental, space and technology related security. So these are multiple branches of national security. Further, what kind of conflict that we notice recently across the borders in different regions with India and neighbors as well as internationally, what kind of conflict etc. we notice. So we need to go through with all such kind of incidents. Suppose that Galwan Valley conflict between India and China and post Galwan conflict, what kind of development happened during recent time period या recent years, वो हमारे लिए important हो जाता है. You notice Manipur is burning. Yeah, there is huge internal conflict existed within Manipur. So Manipur unrest is one of the important topic that can be expected from UPSC. Further, Pegasus spyware. Now, not only military might is important, but equally and even sometimes higher, your cyber security is also important. Cyber security with respect to your defense, with respect to your medical, with respect to educational, government department, legal department, so सभी में security चाहिए, including metro and some of the public transportation facilities, communication facilities, etc. वहाँ पर सभी पर security चाहिए, cyber security. Further, internet shutdown, frequent internet shutdown within Jammu and Kashmir, within Manipur, and some other region that receive disturbance within West Bengal and some other regions. So all such things. Ransomware. About the ransomware, you need to go through, and all such articles, information you need to load properly so that any kind of question asked in the examination, you can immediately have sufficient amount of data to target such question. Sri Lanka's economic policies. Sri Lanka में क्या कुछ economic crisis रहा? What were the reasons behind it? क्या इंडिया की भी कुछ ऐसी सिचुएशन हो सकती है, या हाउ इंडिया असिस्टेड श्रीलंका, हाउ इंडियाज इकोनॉमी इम्पैक्टेड विद श्रीलंका. श्रीलंका में इकोनॉमिक क्राइसिस हुआ तो उससे इंडिया पर क्या कुछ इफेक्ट पड़ा. ऑल सच थिंग्स यू नीड टू गो थ्रू. नाउ you need to follow certain major national security related event. ठीक है, major national security events. What are major national security event? ठीक है, तो किस तरह की इवेंट्स हैं? जस्ट लाइक इंडिया चाइना बॉर्डर टेंशन, Doklam issue is over. Question may not be asked from the Doklam, but from Galwan Valley, post Galwan Valley, what is development with respect to border with China? All such related associated matters. Further, after post Galwan, QUAD exercise means the Malabar exercise in which India, USA, Australia used to participate, conducted around the coast of Kerala. So what kind of development is going on within this exercise? How effective Australia is playing role, because USA and Japan role is quite supportive, but what kind of role Australia is playing, and what kind of role is expected from the Australia, whether Australia is uh, participating actively to boost India's interest, or sometimes it may go against India's interest. Further, India's role, इंडिया का क्या कुछ रोल है? इंडियाज रोल इन ग्लोबल क्राइसिस, कहां कहां पर क्राइसिस वगैरह हो रहा है, और व्हाट इज इंडियाज रोल? ठीक है, दैट इज क्वाइट इंपॉर्टेंट, इंडियाज रोल इन ग्लोबल क्राइसिस, या व्हाट काइंड ऑफ डिफरेंट ऑपरेशन वी परफॉर्म हियर, कौन कौन से ऑपरेशन वगैरह, सम ऑफ द हाईलाइट या इंपॉर्टेंट ऑपरेशन. डू यू नो अबाउट ऑपरेशन कावेरी? कहां पर परफॉर्म किया था, कैसे परफॉर्म किया था, फॉर व्हाट पर्पस, लाइक दैट. ऑल सच न्यूज आर इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर प्रीलिम्स एज वेल एज मेंस एंड समटाइम्स फॉर इंटरव्यू एज वेल. ठीक है, सो इट वाज इवैक्यूएशन प्रोग्राम्स फ्रॉम द सूडान, सूडान वार जोन से इंडियंस को इवैक्यूएट किया गया था, दैट इज ऑपरेशन कावेरी. फिर ऑपरेशन दोस्त, ऑपरेशन दोस्त, ठीक है, इसके बारे में यू नीड टू गो थ्रू इन डिटेल्ड about Operation Dost. Now, it was earthquake relief in Turkey and Syria. The Turkey, the same Turkey which recently supported Pakistan, we supported as a Dost and major earthquake event, because some of the island, some of the regions of the Turkey is quite sensitive for frequent earthquake, etc. Okay, so all such things you need to go through in detail. Then look at Manipur crisis in detail. You should know about which community, माइती या कुकी जोमी, कहाँ पर रह रहे हैं, हिली एरियाज में रह रहे हैं या डाउन लोलैंड एरियाज में रह रहे हैं, what are the reasons for the conflict, how frequent there was internet shutdown, how frequent there was human right violation in that region, what kind of role played by पुलिस फोर्सेस, मिलिट्री फोर्सेस, ठीक है, सेंटर स्टेट का क्या रिलेशन है, आर्म फोर्स स्पेशल पावर एक्ट किस तरह से वर्क कर रहा है, आर्टिकल 355 इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी, ओके, प्रेसिडेंट रूल इज इम्पोज्ड, so you should know the difference between article 355 and article 356, okay, like that. So all such things you need to go through in detail if you want to perform well with respect to topic associated with internal security. Further, nowadays you have noticed there is new trend, new tension that arises between India and its neighbor country. So India and Maldives relations या टेंशन, इंडिया और मालदीव में क्या कुछ टेंशन रहा बिटवीन 2024-25 स्पेशली. सो न्यू गवर्नमेंट ऑफ मालदीव here generally pushing out interest of India, means India out campaign is supported by new government. न्यू गवर्नमेंट वहां की इंडिया का जो भी इस्टेब्लिशमेंट है, जो भी मिलिट्री प्रेजेंस है या जो भी डोमिनेंस है, वहां से ऑप्ट आउट का उन्होंने campaign स्टार्ट किया है या इट इज ऑलरेडी इम्प्लीमेंटेड. India withdraw its military forces. You should know all such things. Why India move military forces? Is there any competition between India and China? India और चाइना में क्या कुछ कंपटीशन हो रहा है, स्पेशली इन इंडियन ओशियन रीजन विद रेस्पेक्ट टू इन्वेस्टमेंट? कितना कुछ चाइना के इन्वेस्टमेंट से इंडिया के इंटरेस्ट पर इफेक्ट पड़ रहा है? सो फॉर मालदीव, वेरी टिनी स्मॉल आइलैंड कंट्री, यूज्ड टू एक्ट as one of the mutual friend of India, now turn into very much foe. Although there is no permanent friend, there is no permanent foe inside international relation. Yeah, with respect to international relation, there is no permanent friend, there is no permanent foe. Yet, generally countries secure their economic interest, they secure their strategic interest. Yeah, multiple kind of interest associated with the citizen of those countries. Now, you have also noticed Naxalite threat. Naxalite threat declined but is still persistent. काफी कुछ डिक्लाइन हमने कंट्रोल कर लिया है, लेकिन फिर भी persistent है. Why this Naxalize is going on? Naxalism की क्या कुछ प्रॉब्लम है? You need to understand it deeply, and probably the real story can provide you better understanding with respect to it. Naxalite, they are also your own citizens. You can't compare Naxalites with the terrorist, but their way of fighting is very similar to the terrorist. उनका कहीं ना कहीं तरीका जो है वो लगभग वैसा ही है जो टेररिस्ट का है. But they are your own citizens. If you are curbing, military exercise, you are curbing all such Naxalite activities, you need to take care about that. Most of the people need to surrender. Yeah, most of the people एनी हाउ शुड ब्रिंग टू द मेन स्ट्रीम. उनको मेन स्ट्रीम में लाने की जरूरत है. प्रोबेबली उनका कॉन्फिडेंस या उनका ट्रस्ट या उनका बिलीफ या उनकी वैल्यूज, ट्रेडिशंस, कस्टम्स, उन सबको रेस्पेक्ट या उन सबको एक मेन स्ट्रीम की तरफ हमें कहीं ना कहीं मूव करना चाहिए. नाउ व्हाई दिस नक्सलाइट प्रॉब्लम इज हैपनिंग? जनरली most of the people in Chhattisgarh, in Jharkhand, in Madhya Pradesh, and some of other regions in southern India, central India, these people generally consider hills as their own territories. These people considered forest as their own sovereign right. Okay, they consider that entire this land belongs to their forefather. Generally, उनके forefather से belong कर रहा है. But whenever there is private investment or government investment started to encroach over these forests, these areas, they feel that it is attack over their motherland. जो मदरलैंड उनकी बिलोंग करती है उनसे या उनके फोर फादर से, उस पर कुछ फॉरेनर्स का इन्वेजन हो गया है. means there is encroachment, invasion of the foreigners, although they don't have such kind of understanding that it is the same country. They are not the foreigners, rather they are Indians. It is national interest. It is in the nation's interest that all people should work together for achieving high endeavor uh, of the national goals, etc. So we need to somewhere win their confidence. These people sometimes become very supportive if we can deliver some essential services, some essential goods effectively, and ensure that there is no threat in developing such regions. There is no problem, and we need to bring more people's confidence. Although they are sometimes, using very excellent level, yeah, modern technology with respect to fighting, with respect to arm ammunition, etc. So it becomes sometimes challenges. Yet it is it can be resolved. Okay, so there are ways you need to explore all such things. So 2023 में हमने operation of moist leader या elimination of moist leader, we generally aimed for it. We started in Chhattisgarh and probably we achieved great success in it. Success with Samadhan doctrine. Okay, now strategic defense upgrade. Strategic defense upgrade and framework. We also need to take care about this strategic defense upgrade and framework, means in which you can focus over chief of defense staff. Why this post chief of defense staff is created, what is the role of it, how it used to unified especially army, military, air force during operation, just like Operation Sindoor. We noticed that all three forces in best coordinate manner work, and this was the first time when two forces or more integrated work together to target enemies, some of the establishment or terrorist training camp. So we successfully did it, and CDS, chief of defense staff, your chief of defense staff, that is Anil Chauhan, who was inducted into the services in 2002, 2022. He is coordinating well with the Army, Navy, Air Force, etc. Then you need to go through after the CDS. CDS के बाद में आपको फिर कुछ स्पेशल स्कीम्स की तरफ फॉलो करना है या उनके बारे में पढ़ना है, जैसे अग्निपथ. अग्निपथ scheme. Now, why government of India launched this 4-year short recruitment program, in which government also proposed for promotion of 25% of inducted person. ठीक है, जो भी लोग सेलेक्ट होंगे उसमें से 25 फर्दर प्रमोट किए जाएंगे. What are the reasons behind it? For modernization, rationalization of defense expenditure. What is the reason behind it? Is there any reason of just like providing more employment? ठीक है, तो क्या कुछ इस तरह का जो इंटरेस्ट है वो सर्व हो रहा है. फर्दर, मेक इन इंडिया प्रोग्राम, मेक इन इंडिया, and make in India especially for defense purpose. Now, for defense purpose, Indian government is trying to curb the import. हमने बहुत सारा लंबे समय से after independence, we generally remain non-aligned. We propagated non-aligned movement, and our image is very much non-aligned. And we beautifully manage the relation between former USSR and USA and some of European country. हमने काफी कुछ beautifully manage किया, but sometimes we also face that these people also treated us in same manner. अगर यूक्रेन और रसिया का वार चल रहा था तो इंडिया स्टैंड वाज वेरी न्यूट्रल. हाँ, न्यूट्रल नहीं था. इंडिया से जब पूछा गया कि क्या उनका स्टैंड था तो उन्होंने कहा कि वी आर नॉट न्यूट्रल, वी आर टूवर्ड्स पीस. तो जब इंडिया और पाकिस्तान का कुछ अभी लफड़ा हुआ तो उन्होंने कहा ओके, if you are towards the peace, we are also advising, supporting dialogue. We also want peace in the region, so we are towards the peace. Tit for tat. रसिया ने भी सेम किया जैसे इंडिया ने किया, like that. Although we beautifully manage the things well in excellent way, yet it become very difficult to remain aligned or not to remain aligned. Further, for very long time period, India just purchasing arm ammunition, and from the USA, from Russia, from France, from Germany, from some of European countries, it used to purchase arm and ammunition for so long. Then India realized that unnecessarily there is huge wastage of money, and we failed to build our capacity for so long. We are against propagation of arm ammunition, but for defending our interest, especially with such great enemies like Pakistan or China, we need to depend on ourselves. For how long we will continue depend over others? So they started Make in India program for the defense purpose. Now we can be proud on ourselves that significant achievements we have achieved. We have commissioned in 2022 INS Vikrant. विक्रांत कमीशन किया, उसके बाद में एडवांस मीडियम कॉम्बैट एयरक्राफ्ट 5th जनरेशन का वी हैव आल्सो डेवलप्ड. देन वी कंटिन्यूसली रिड्यूसिंग द इंपोर्ट and improving strategic autonomy. Very recently we noticed that India defended its border or security well during India Pakistan conflict. So probably some of the countries of the globe, especially poor or you can say just average or moderate economic countries of the world, they realize that India's defense equipments are not only cheaper, especially India's moderate technology equipment, not only they are cheap, but they are also quite reliable. They are better or more reliable than Chinese goods, Chinese defense equipments, which generally failed very recently as well as for various point of time. कई बार पाकिस्तान को चाइना के इक्विपमेंट से कहीं ना कहीं मदद नहीं मिला, या फिर they have lost their interest or their trust over the Chinese equipment. So overall, we started to induct AI program, we started to induct latest technology into our defense program, and that time we also implemented it. Now some of the countries of the globe, they are thinking that India is also one of the superpower in defense equipment, because for so long India received technology of Russia. India also get equipment from the USA, तो USA से भी कुछ टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रांसफर हुआ. India also purchased from your France, Germany, so वहाँ से भी कुछ टेक्नोलॉजी आया. Further, India's ISRO and DRDO working extensively. Further, India has fought multiple war, तो इंडिया ने बहुत सारे इक्विपमेंट टेस्ट भी कर रखा है, एंड they performed well in 1971 and post 1971. ठीक है, तो उसके बाद बहुत अच्छा उनका डिफेंस रहा है. सो लाइक दैट इट मेक इंडिया वेरी मच इंडिपेंडेंट, एंड ऑल सच थिंग्स यू नीड टू एक्सप्लोर इन डिटेल. फर्दर यू नीड टू एक्सप्लोर फॉर डिफेंस बजट. आपको थोड़ा डिफेंस बजट भी चाहिए. ठीक है, द हाईलाइट ऑफ डिफेंस बजट क्या कुछ है. सो द अमाउंट विच इज ग्रांटेड फॉर इट is near about 6.2 lakh crore rupees. 6.2 lakh crore, that seems to be highest so far. So India is still one of the country which generally allocate significant amount of portion of its GDP to defense equipment. Further, now we are targeting, there is around 20% increment in the capital output या outlay of modernization. So modern equipment, etc., machines, tools that can further manipulate, further increase our overall arm ammunition productions, we also spending it around 20% into it. Okay. Further, push in border infrastructure. Border infrastructure जैसे VVP means Vibrant Village Program. Through this program, we are also building our infrastructure in border areas. Now, move towards cyber security threat. One of the important and one of the most focused area of UPSC, cyber security threat. Cyber security threat. We have noticed some of the recent threat just like ransomware threat of 2022-23 on AIMS. You need to go through how they started to threat, what kind of viruses, what kind of malware they use to hack some of the windows, some of the systems, and how government of India, yeah, our medical organizations dealt with effectively. Further, 5G rollout, national security. 5G के बारे में आपको पढ़ना है कि how it roll out, how it sanctioned, how it is associated with national security, etc. फिर cyber coordination. How we need to build very effective cyber coordination. Cyber coordination को कैसे effectively build करें. Further, Data Protection Act. You know, Data Protection Act of 2023, very very important. The concern associated with Data Protection Act. Why it is important? What are the concern? What kind of data government can regulate, can manage, can accumulate? Okay, how it is threat to individuals' privacy? How it can impact individuals' fundamental right? Why this data is necessary in the interest of the nation, that government can utilize this data at any point of time, especially for curbing some illegal anti-national activities. Further, one of the main concern area nowadays is terrorism. ठीक है, intelligence and terrorism. इंटेलिजेंस एंड टेररिज्म, इस पर आपको इफेक्टिवली वर्क करना पड़ेगा. इंटेलिजेंस एंड टेररिज्म मीन्स वेरी रिसेंटली वी नोटिस सम ऑफ द एक्टिविटीज रिलेटेड टू खालिस्तानी. इसमें आप थोड़ा सा खालिस्तानी वगैरह को फोकस कर सकते हो. खालिस्तानी ग्रुप दैट इज वेरी एक्टिव in Canada, in USA, in UK, in some of other foreign countries. What was Niger case? Why tense relation between India and Canada? ठीक है? Means not only this Khalistan matter impacted our economic interest, but also the political, diplomatic, and as well as trade interest. हमारा सारा कुछ hurt हुआ उससे. Further, USA also alleged India that its government, its some of the security agencies are directly involved in death of some of the Khalistani supporter leaders. How such kind of things are promoting across the globe, and how uh, these movements are misused by enemy countries to secure their interest. ठीक है? Further, and Jammu and Kashmir development. जम्मू एंड कश्मीर का डेवलपमेंट विद रेस्पेक्ट टू अंडर आर्टिकल 370. ठीक है, 370 की हाईलाइट में यू नीड टू स्टिल कीप योरसेल्फ अपडेटेड विद रेस्पेक्ट टू इट. ठीक है, आर्टिकल 370 35A क्या कुछ प्रोविजन थे, व्हाई इट वाज एब्रोगेटेड, पोस्ट एब्रोगेशन ऑफ आर्टिकल 370, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ डेवलपमेंट टुक प्लेस ड्यूरिंग एब्रोगेशन, you know, how much frequent internet breakdown या human right violation existed in that region, what are international report with respect to it, what is the present status of it, how tourism या different other business activities progress well, how many tourists last year visited, then how terrorism impacted it. Further, NSG, all latest related activities related to our agencies, IB, Intelligence Bureau, या RAW, intelligence agencies से related, National Security Guard से related. If there is any current affair, news articles, you need to go through it. Further, legal policies, legal policy related affairs, you also need to focus. Now, what are these legal policies? Just like you have noticed UAPA, highly frequently misused, means what kind of this act? It is Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. This unlawful activities, how to define these unlawful activities? What kind of activities are unlawful? Sometimes we notice that frequently there is curve over fundamental rights of individual under this UAPA activities. कुछ भी unlawful activities consider किया जाता है. Suppose that if anybody is not happy with the government and openly criticizing government in multiple ways in different तरीके से, थोड़ा उसका सही तरीका नहीं है. All government declare unlawful activities and declare that this person is against the interest of the nation. So now it should be present behind the bar. So how much is the feasibility or percentage that this law has been misused or likely to be misused? What kind of amendment it requires? What kind of challenges we have? There are serious threat in the nations as well, who securing the interest of our neighbor countries, who securing the interest of our enemy countries. तो उनसे कैसे डील करना है, लाइक दैट, व्हाट इज द वे फॉरवर्ड फॉर इट? आपको इलीगल एक्टिविटीज भी कर्व करनी है, और दूसरे रेस्पेक्ट में यू ऑल्सो नीड टू सिक्योर इंडिविजुअल्स फंडामेंटल राइट. देयर शुड नॉट बी ह्यूज फ्रीक्वेंट वायोलेशन ऑफ फंडामेंटल राइट. फिर आफिस्पा, आर्म फोर्स स्पेशल पावर एक्ट, व्हाई इट वाज रिमूव्ड फ्रॉम मणिपुर, पोस्ट removal of AFSPA, what are the issues associated with it, why Aryan Sarmila protested so long. ठीक है, so इसका कितना जरूरत है? Now what kind of establishment take place within the Manipur? आपको ये सारा news information, key points you need to keep in your mind. Further, national security strategy, NSS, national security strategies. What are development with respect to security strategies of India. Further, strategy with respect to US, India, France, Russia, all such topics you need to explore thoroughly. So security is not only internal security but also external security. It also comprehensively include cyber security, economic security, social security, space and technology security. Okay? So you can be secure only when you effectively build basic understanding with respect to what are basic information. Further, you need to enrich all such information with respect to current affair. Current affair के लिए you can follow newspaper The Hindu या Indian Express. Otherwise, you can purchase one magazine, just like Plutus IS launching a very good magazine for the current affair. You can follow it, and probably you may less rely over the other sources. You can rely more over it, and generally revise it a few times before the examination, या फिर just make separate notes based on all such topics that we have covered. So we have covered multiple topics with respect to comprehensive analysis of this uh, current affair on national security. I hope all such points are clear to you and you enjoyed this session. See you in the next lecture. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you very much for attending this session.